I don't even think people associated me with model. I was tall and lanky as a kid. I was never the girly girl. I think the shift came for me when I saw a video of Naomi Campbell.
So for now, Mama, so this section, this part...
It stopped me and others in their tracks. I never saw someone who looked like me. And then once I saw her, and I realized this is something that I wanted to do because I loved it. I loved the way that she captured our attention, and I wanted that. I could see this dark-skinned, beautiful woman, and for the first time I saw me.
I am Solitha Shortte, the owner, founder, and creative director at Soli Productions Management. We represent actors and models and artists. We also produce runway shows that highlight designers on the runway, and we also have an apparel line.
Solitha is a great idol.
She is an innovator.
Solitha, this amazing, powerful woman.
Solitha, my model mommy.
She's intimidating, but I think that's a good thing.
She's a wonderful mentor, and she makes you feel so good about yourself.
And I don't care what anybody says, Solitha is goofy too. Solitha is a goofball. She's very eccentric in her compliments.
Hi, Mama!
So always like, my baby!
Yes, Mama, yes!
Oh, Mama!
Boom, like that's you. You did that.
Boom!
Boom is basically, we are nailing this, and I'm really happy, but the boom means we need to stop right now and move on to another image or another model.
Boom! Oh! Baby girl! Baby girl!
She's always there to help you. She's always gonna have your back.
It's just her drive and her passion to want to make a difference and to want to have people showcase their talents. I don't think I've experienced it before.
She means a lot for me. She is the person who pushed me or pulled me into this industry. And she is the person who explored my potential.
She gives people platforms. She gives them space to follow their dreams. And a lot of people don't have that, so she creates a space for them.
So the ones that were here will just show.
From what would be considered a big family in today's version of big, I am the 6th of my siblings.
My name is Moashella Shortte, aka Shelly. I'm one of the older sisters of Solitha. We were both born on a very tiny Caribbean island.
St. Vincent and the Grenadines is known as the gem in the Caribbean islands,
which is 7 square miles, 9 miles from the furthest end to the furthest end. Different than any other Caribbean island in that it's pretty much unspoiled.
That's home for me. Bequia, which is where my everything started.
Solitha always used fashion as a means to get what she wanted. Like she always did, whether that was bending it a bit or experimenting.
For me, fashion, without knowing it, has always been embedded in my DNA. The clothes you wear, how you wear it, has that powerful impact on how people perceive you, or the spaces that you walk into and how you're received in those spaces.
We went to church maybe 5 times a week. And so we had a dress code. Like most churches, there was a certain length our dress needed to be. We had to be well covered. And Solitha started to figure out creative ways to kind of break those rules in hopes that that would mean she wouldn't have to go. So she'd do crazy things like that all the time, learn how to rip a hem and tuck it up into her belt, all that sort of thing.
Being able to draw fabric over your body and then just create it into different spaces and make the model wearing it look beautiful. I used to do that to me, but now I lean on that creative end of who I was back then.
She watched Naomi Campbell and discovering this woman who seems to embody all the things that she wanted and didn't have words for.
It made this world that was foreign to me or unknown to me real and something I can walk through. Because here's this, woman who looks like me. I wanted to be able to, one, command that attention, also be in that space where I can entertain.
She just practiced. Mostly it was on the beach that she would do her walk and draw a crowd quite quickly.
For me, I have this deep connection to the water because that's where a lot of things started. The beach was my first runway. I just knew that it was my space and I belonged there. Even though the world didn't see me as beautiful from, my viewpoint, the way they looked at me, I just felt like this was the one place that I could do this. And if I perfected that walk, if I perfected the way she moved, I could be on magazine or be on TV or be on a runway in Paris or Milan. Something in me just made me feel like this was mine.
My little sister. What is it girl?
Thank you, Jer. You're welcome. Growing up in St. Vincent and the Grenadines Bequia, I was known as Natasha. My family, Natty, the close friends around me would call me Natty.
In our culture, no one is called by their legal name within their families. It's not until you have to have legal papers like a passport or some sort of formal identification that people get to know what their real name is.
My niece and nephews, they still call me Natty.
The crazy thing is, when you move away, then everybody tends to call you by this new name. So there's this evolution that naturally happens.
I moved to Canada and people here know me as Solitha and Soli, so.
All of a sudden you come to a big country and you take on this new persona.
Natasha is the girl who was on the beach. Solitha is the now, and Natty was the one that created a foundation for Solitha to exist. I owe Natasha where Soli is today, because then she went through all of that, pain to get me here. And Soli's just taking the baton and running with what she left.
Solitha is supposed to mean apart from, alone, standing out, doing something different. And initially she took great insult to the name Solitha, because she's like, that means I'm gonna be lonely forever. But it really means standing apart from and, standing out. And this is what she does in every aspect of her life, and in particular in this industry.
Back in my home country, St. Vincent, I had gotten offered this commercial. The cameras came in, they brought a crew down. We were treated like celebrities, and I got, one of the major spots on the commercial where my face popped up on TV. The whole country can see me on TV, and I didn't even think of that in the beginning, that was something possible. I was in heaven, and I wanted more of that feeling.
I think that was the first time that Solitha thought I could get off of this island and I could do it by doing this thing that I've discovered that I love, that I'm good at.
It meant a lot, because little girls who looked like me were now saying, oh my gosh, we saw you on TV. And I think I even started getting people asking for signatures, and I thought it was crazy, like, why would you want something like that from me? But it meant something to them as well to see somebody from the smaller island win.
Dreaming of going beyond our tiny 7 square miles was something she did on a regular basis.
The decision to move here was made easy because Shelly was here.
I think initially she thought the fact that I left means that it wouldn't be long before she would. It was hard on us because she spent her whole life tucked up with me, but I think it also brought hope to her that, Shelly's gonna bring me with her at some point.
I knew that I would be safe and I'd be home with her.
She could be her full self, knowing, you know, that I would be there to support her. I think when we're together, great things happen.
Wow, I am at loss for words, which doesn't happen very often.
By the time Solitha came to be with me, I was living in Halifax. I spent my summers in Toronto, and she would come and visit me there.
We were in the mall in Scarborough, and there was a competition going on.
And they were looking for that person with that perfect smile. And my friend and I encouraged Solitha to do this. It didn't take much encouragement at all.
I went and auditioned and got called back and got called back again. I made it through all the qualifying spaces and got the opportunity to compete for a Canadian national campaign, and I thought I made it.
It was such a high, sensing that she was doing this thing she's called for.
That was my moment, and I was excited about that.
It just seemed so natural and like so right. She just fit right in.
And I was here on vacation, and I became the finalist for the competition. They were going to be announcing it at this big party where there were all these models that I had seen on TV or in magazines. And here I was, this island girl, now making it.
Once they discovered she's not Canadian, she's just here on a visitor's visa, that she couldn't get the prize, she couldn't claim the prize.
My dreams just went.
That was really devastating. She had this incredible experience of the photo shoots, meeting with other models, what models look like here, you know, the things they have to go through. And then her winning this competition, she still found ways to shine through that experience. She bounced back and did what she does best, which is be big and extra and owning that win.
It created a burning desire to keep going after what I wanted, and I wasn't gonna let being born Vincentian stop this dream that I had.
I think for me that was one of the biggest memories and part of her journey that I got to watch unfold, and where her character really showed.
It created a resilience for me and started building me up how to deal with all of the no's that were gonna come, because there were many more to come after that. I went back to the Caribbean, and a few years after, then moved to Nova Scotia for school, and picked back up on my modeling. Being a Black woman, the opportunities, especially in Nova Scotia, weren't gonna come for me. I'd show up and I'm the only Black girl on set, and I was gonna have a hard time getting past that. And I even had one instance where a designer, he had 12 models that he needed, and he picked one Black model. You know, I called him out because I'm not one to be silent when I see things happening. And he said, oh, I have enough Black models. And I'm looking at one. You have 12 spaces and you choose one. When he said I have enough, it just shattered me. That's why I wanted to create Soli Production, which had an authentic platform to represent people for their talent rather than anything else, and push hard for that.
For anyone who's taking on something so big, support is necessary. Support that is centered on the person who needs it, from someone who understands them, is key. So to be here at this time and to get to work with her on all the fantastic things that are now blossoming and starting to take root, to be here to offer that support, but also to witness. It's fantastic for me. I couldn't ask for better.
But her hair falling. Yeah.
I was trying to create a space for people who weren't deemed pretty. The Black girls, you know, the girls who weren't the size 00. Modeling saved me, and this art form saved me and gave me sort of a purpose and something special.
I've always known she was gonna do great things. I feel that like the work I get to do with Soli and with all the things that she has going on, all the people, it feels right. It feels like we've come full circle. Some of the biggest difference that's been made in the world is through people having the courage to do little things and to do it with drive and passion.
Halifax was becoming home, where I started to, sink some roots into the ground. And that's what happened with me officially making Soli Inc., Soli Productions Management. I wasn't sure how it was gonna be sort of received, and some of my fears came to light, but also it was an exciting journey for me to start. I'm not one to shy away from the challenges that are put in front of me. I've built all my tables. Once you denied me access, I'm gonna build my own, and that's what I was sort of comfortable now doing. I was gonna make a name and a space that got my message out there.
The beauty of our agency is that, beauty comes in all different shapes, colors, and sizes. And I'm a strong believer of that.
Having somebody who is also a model but also supports you is like so important. It's essential. And you want that kind of support around you.
The sort of work I see Solitha doing with her talent and with the people who support behind the scenes, whether that's makeup artists, hair, designers, the sort of energy she puts into the work she does with them transcends way beyond getting ready for a production. I see her working on helping people to have confidence in what they're doing, confidence that transcends everything, every aspect of their lives. It's about building a community.
Are you ready for the next step?
My name is Cindy McNeil, and I'm a local fashion designer for Michelle Robert Fashion, and I'm also the COO for Soli Productions. My kind of nickname is Mama Cindy because I kind of mother everybody, but I'm also like a hype girl, because if you don't believe in you, I'm going to push you until you do. I'm right there. I grab and go. I got your back at all times.
Not only is she the designer, but the COO of Soli Production, like another really important person in my life and in the Soli community. She means a lot.
We got to know each other better and better over the different events. And I would just be like at a thing that she's running, and she's setting it up, tearing it down, coaching everybody, everything by herself, the scheduling, there wasn't a thing that happened that she didn't have her hand on. Right down to moving furniture and cleaning the garbage. I just said to her, I was like, you need help, and I would love to help you more. We've just been working so closely together that she ended up saying, I think we need to make this official. I want to name you my Chief Operations Officer, and I said, what's that? And she was like, it's what you're doing right now. I have never heard of COO, heard of all the other C-suite things, but COO was a new one for me, so I Googled it, learned, and I was like, oh, yeah, that is what I do. I had no idea that's what it was called, so she made it official, and we've been going strong since, and I can't imagine my life without her.
They really work as a team, both of them. The way their love for each other translate into whatever they're lending themselves to at that time.
You need to align yourself with your fit. I'm lucky. I know I'm blessed and lucky to have that outside of my sister and my family. If I didn't have that type of support, I don't know how I would navigate through a lot of the things and all of those fashion shows.
When I think of the Soli community, it is all these people who are coming from all these different spaces with a variety of experience and talent, and then they come together, and together they're building something that's not going to just benefit each individual, but it's going to benefit them as a unit as well. And at the same time, build something new in the industry, create a way of being that models, what change could look like. That creates the sort of change that's necessary anyway in the fashion industry, and that really promotes that this change is only possible if you work together.
Somebody would have been here. What I'm doing is having an impact, because I hope where I am right now in my career and my life is an example that you can have many hats and do them well if it's something you're driven to.
It's about putting that hard work in and getting to the level you want to be. Because at the end of the day, you're not just standing there, you're doing a lot more. And that's what Soli teaches us.
A lot of them are exploring different things, from the acting, the modeling, singing, and even going behind the cameras and exploring on that end, and also designing. So you're finding so much talent is sitting within that roster. It's just giving them that freedom and giving them the encouragement to go after these dreams.
Solitha's level of creativity shows itself best when she takes her craft, her art, and meshes it with making a statement about a social issue, and to make something beautiful out of it. She really does inspire me. She's my baby sister, but she inspires me in the way that she's fearless.
Now knowing what I'm doing can create something special and use fashion to create dialogue that can now impact change in a meaningful way.
Either one of you, both of you, or...
She's doing it. She's dreaming these grand ideas and plans, and sometimes I'm like, how is this gonna work? How is she doing it? But she makes it happen. There's no doubt that she's gonna make a huge impact here, especially in Atlantic Canada.
Give her room, give her room. Trust the process that you're on and the journeys that you have decided to take based on your passion or love for certain things, whether it's in the creative realm, academic realm, wherever you feel drawn to. Go hard after that dream. Because if I had stopped by all of the shut doors and the no and the side glances, I wouldn't be here. And my journey is still continuing.